Nifty is moving in an upward channel formation. Every week on week you are seeing a good rise in Nifty. Even after a subdued week last week, we have actually gone very positive in the morning. We are already about 90 points plus. Nifty has made a new high even after an opening. Looking at all the indications, Nifty does look like it is going to go towards the 11,100, 11,150 odd levels. Having said that, the base for Nifty is shifting upwards, which is a good sign. 10,500 put holds the highest open interest amongst puts, which was earlier held by 10,200. So that is good. You are seeing some writing even today at 10,700 and 800 put strikes. So that is also a positive. Looking at the PCR, it has now started to move up from 1.3 odd to about 1.4. The VIX has come down from sub 17 levels to now sub 15 levels. That is a positive sign as well. So overall, there are signs which are positive. Now, what do I feel about Nifty? I believe that Nifty should actually move up, but because we have opened higher, we are likely to see some sort of profit booking today, probably in the second half, and that is why I believe one should be buying Nifty on dips for a trading perspective. Around the 10,820, 800 odd levels, that is the best level to buy at. The 200-day moving average is placed around those areas as well. So it is a very good support at those levels. One should be buying there with a stop loss of 10,720, and I believe Nifty will hit about 10,950 or 11,000 levels sometime in this week.
Right, so it's an aggressive long trade coming in on Nifty. What about Bank Nifty? Nirav, do you like that space? And also the IT index. Would you consider initiating any longs here just ahead of the earnings season kicks off in a few days?
Yeah. See, looking at the Bank Nifty, it has been much more resilient index, for comparing it with Nifty. Nifty actually hasn't really moved up that much, but if you see Bank Nifty, it is within now touching distance of its all-time highs, which was around 28,400 odd levels. So we are around, 27,500 odd levels, only about 1,000 points more. It is continuing to witness a higher top, higher bottom formation. And every week you're seeing some longs being built in Bank Nifty, in the private and the PSUs as a whole. So that is the best thing actually. Both the sectors, the privates and the PSUs, have been driving Nifty, Bank Nifty upwards. Like today PSUs are a little subdued, but private sector banks are actually firing on all cylinders, like IndusInd Bank, you see ICICI, also the others as well. So I believe Bank Nifty can actually move up to 28,000 odd levels probably by tomorrow. One should be buying this index, and I have been speaking about the same. Whenever you see a dip, even a minor dip on the Nifty of 50, 80 points, and on Bank Nifty of about 250, 300 points, it is a buying opportunity. One should not miss that. I believe for Bank Nifty, 27,000 now becomes a very strong support area on the downside. Whenever you get that level, one can be buying on those levels also, as well. Even at current levels, one can buy with a stop loss of 26,900. You can expect 28,300 to come. Now coming to the IT index. IT index as a whole is a little mixed. So I will be staying away from the IT index as a whole. Yes, if I look at stocks in the IT index, I believe there's the stocks in the large caps are still not primed to really move up. The one stock I really liked in IT index was TCS, which has actually eventually come down from the 2,000 odd levels. I believed if 2000 breakout had come, it could have actually gone up towards the 2200, 2300 odd levels, but selling coming in from those levels isn't a very good sign, and that has really actually happened with the other stocks as well. So as of now, I will not be going long IT. I will be going long banking for sure and long finance.
Yeah, most of some of these mid-cap IT names that started the day off on a strong foot and have actually turned negative to trade at their day's low point. Now, Nirav, would you then use this opportunity to go short on mid-cap IT? Because if they're not being able to hold on to high levels and are selling off on big volumes, would a Tata Elxsi, a KPIT and NIT Tech actually be a short trade then?
Yes. Looking at the three stocks that you spoke about, the best short idea looks like KPIT at the moment. Also, Tata Elxsi is showing some signs of short built up and aggressive at that. So, looking at KPIT, I believe it can come down towards the 185, 190 levels, with a stop loss of about is in a consolidation zone. It needs a breakdown below the 1100 odd levels, in fact 1090 levels. So 1090 is a support area. Unless 1090 is broken below, one should not be shorting NIT Tech. For Tata Elxsi, yes, there is a tremendous amount of selling which has come in today, and it has now a very good support around the 980 levels. So I'll be waiting for that breakdown of 980 as well. There are signs of fresh shorting, but the technical levels are very, very important in these stocks because they are in a consolidation zone from a very long time, and every time they come to support, some buying comes in. So I do not want to be preempting at this moment. I want to be selling only below the breakdown levels in NIT Tech and Tata Elxsi.
Right. Nirav, in terms of specific stock trades, beyond the banking names that you mentioned and the Nifty trade, any other specific counters you'd be trading this morning?
Definitely Tata Motors and Tata Motors GVR. The amount of open interest that has been built in the last few weeks, in fact last 3-4 months, has been tremendous and has been amazing in both these stocks. See, I believe Tata Motors is now primed to move about 220 odd levels. A lot of selling had come in the last 1.5 year in Tata Motors. It has broken down a lot of important levels, but now with the volumes coming in the previous few weeks, I believe it has now turned. It is primed to move up towards 220. One should be 100% buying this stock even at 3% plus today. This looks like a stock which can actually end up at 190 plus today itself. So one should be buying at current levels. There's some good support around 170 and 165 odd levels. So those are the levels to look out for on the shorts. Stop loss side, while you can expect 200 220 for this expiry itself.
Right. Nirav, beyond your Tata Motors, some of the other auto names have also been seeing some buying. So barring Bajaj Auto, there is a slight positive bias in the likes of a Maruti too. Would a Maruti Suzuki, a TVS Motors, Aisha, Escorts, make a place on your list of buy calls this morning?
Amongst the other names, I am not very confident as to the buying, because they haven't really completed their selling cycle as of now. Yes, Maruti probably you can buy because it has seen some good volumes and has pretty much completed its cycle, but it is still not into that buying aggressive buying zone where you can buy very aggressively without thinking much of it going down. You've seen some selling coming in into Maruti as well from the sub 8,000 odd levels. It has fallen to 70 to 100 odd levels. So I believe it should 400 to be again confident that it will come up. The other names you spoke about, Hero Motors or Bajaj Auto, they are into the selling zones, and I don't believe these can actually come up at this moment. At least for this moment, I am not a buyer in these stocks because they look negative. As far as Escorts is concerned, yes, Escorts has broken out above a very important resistance area of 725. Now once 725 is sustained above for today, I believe this stock can actually reach 800. So one can buy at current levels, placing a stop loss at 720 and for a target of 800. Some long creation is seen in Escorts. Also, there is a volume breakout which has come in the last week. So all in all, good signs in Escorts. I believe the only two stocks to be bought at this moment is from Tata Motors and Escorts in the automobile space.
Nirav, apart from that, anything that I missed out, any other stocks you want to add to today's trading list?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I said anything else you want to add to today's trading list of buy calls?
Yes. See, I've given two buy calls. IndusInd Bank is one. I believe IndusInd Bank has witnessed a lot of long positions in the last few weeks. This stock can actually move up towards the 1660 odd levels. It is a great buy at 1600 with a stop loss of 1570. Every time it comes to 1600, it witnesses a good support buying coming in again. In the last week it had gone down towards the 1550 odd levels, again witnessed buying, and has come up with volumes. I believe this stock can actually move up to 1660, and for a medium term perspective I am expecting 1800 1850 to come. So one can buy at current levels with a stop loss of 1570 and a trading target of 1660. The second one is a buy call on MGL, Mahanagar Gas futures. Now, if you look at Mahanagar Gas, it was consolidating for the longest time in between 800 and 840 odd levels. After a breakout, it is continuing to witness a slow higher top, higher bottom formation, which is a very strong pattern. This generally lasts for about 6 months to 1 year. So I believe this stock can move up towards the 1200 odd levels in the medium term. From a trading perspective as well, looks like less risky at this moment. Some incremental longs have been built in Mahanagar Gas, so one can buy at current levels. You can keep a stop loss of 890, and possible target will be 935 for trading.
Right, Nirav, thanks for that. That's a buy call coming in IndusInd Bank and MGL at the current market price. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue with Sudip Rakshit of Kotak Institutional Equities to talk to us about what his GDP expectations are, which will be released later on in the day.